morning. I'm Brian Pope, Associate Editor with the Real Estate Center at Texas A&M University, and I'm here in San Antonio at the Texas Land Conference. And joining me is A&M Professor and Extension Economist, Dr. Joe Outlaw, an old friend of the Real Estate Center.
Good to be here.
Now, you just finished giving a talk in which you talked a lot about policy changes, or potential policy changes in Washington, D.C., and how they could affect people who work in Texas agriculture in ways both positive and negative. Maybe start on some of the changes that you have concerns with that people might want to be aware of.
Well, there's a kind of undercurrent in Washington right now with a number of groups wanting to do away with the safety net that we've had in this country for producers for about 80 years. And it's one of those things where politicians can do what they want to do, but they need to understand that part of my job is to make sure they understand what the consequences would be if they do that. Some of the changes would be minor and wouldn't result in big impacts, and some of them would be really substantial.
One thing that you spent quite a bit of time talking about were payments on planted acres versus base acres.
Right now in this country, we have a system where we pay producers based off of kind of historical plantings, and it gets really kind of into details, but essentially, if you have base acres on an acre of land, then it's entitled to government benefits if there's a problem. And there's a thought in Washington that I agree with on some respects. Everything has its strengths and weaknesses, but there's some thoughts in Washington of moving to planted acres so that the space concept, in the past, there's been some people who kind of took advantage of it by not planting and still receiving benefits. And right now, what I'm telling people is there's so few government resources that we really need to target the assistance we're giving people. And so we should be targeting to the people who've actually got their financial resources at risk.
This is something that's just being discussed right now. It's not anything that's actually...
It's discussed at very high levels. I'm not saying it's all that likely to happen, but again, when you have key people who are pushing for it, you never know what's going to happen. So my job in this kind of setting is to make sure that everybody, the attendees, understand the issues that are going on, and at least I don't want anybody caught off guard by saying that I didn't warn them about these things.
Sure. Is there any policy discussion that could affect Texas agriculture in a positive way?
Well, okay, so there's a discussion that's going on right now with the president talking about redoing NAFTA, and it has absolutely, if we get more favorable returns with Canada or Mexico on whatever commodities, it could be a big beneficial thing for agriculture. There's also some discussion about trying to, and the president just met with China about potentially opening up to our beef again, which has been shut off for about a decade. And if that happens, the beef market in Texas, which is a major thing in Texas, would jump.
All right. Well, thank you for your time this morning. We do appreciate that.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Again, that was Dr. Joe Outlaw with Texas A&M University. And that's it for Facebook Live today, but keep following us on Twitter. We're going to have more updates from the Texas Land Conference. Just look for us at TexLand 2017.